I've heard several people on television talk about simply walking away from your home, which if you walk away from your home, won't that eventually result in a foreclosure?
Oh, absolutely. Abandoning the property, and Marge, let's stress to everyone listening today, we understand the pressures. You don't know who to turn to.
Right.
Again, quoting the Foreclosure Relief Organization, 75% of consumers behind on their mortgage payment never actually reach out to the bank for help. We understand the letters are threatening. You don't understand where to go. There's panic sets in. You're driving down the neighborhood. You see a nice little home that would work that's for rent. You've got to grab it now. You move out in the middle of the night because you're embarrassed with friends and family. You don't want people knowing that you're going through the problem, and you disappear and you abandon your property. That's when the house is going to go into foreclosure. We need to prevent that from happening. Those homes are vandalized. Those homes have people turn up and camp out on their property, and that's what leads to foreclosure. We need to be helping them before they get to that point.
Mark, I'm going to go one step into it further, because from the last 3 years, I've been blessed to be able to go in and help so many homeowners and sit in their homes. And I'm not going to share names, but the situations, it's not stories, it's situations. And sometimes I joke and say, I feel like I'm the Aaron Brockovich of short sales, because I know their names. They're people. It's homeowners. We as homeowners didn't get the bailout. We didn't get the stimulus money. And everybody's sitting there thinking that it's just you that's in this situation, because if you listen to the television news at night or in the morning, it says, oh my gosh, we're not in a recession. And then 12 months later they said, oh, we were in a recession for 12 months, but now we're coming out of it. And yet unemployment is rising in Arizona, and we're hearing so many stressful stories that you're not alone. And please, I would like every homeowner out there to realize you're not in this situation alone, and that why we've put this informational material together is to assist you and let you know what some of your choices and better solutions, because there is light at the end of the tunnel. Right now it's just very difficult to see that.
NBC speaks to that on November 13th. If you go onto CNBC, their study and analysis from up until August of this year shows that 1 in 8 homeowners in the United States is behind on their mortgage. 1 in 8. So anybody out there driving down their street, play a game. Count 7 houses as you're driving along. The next one, that's a friend of theirs that may be in trouble.
And I heard this week on one of the news shows that it's 1 in 7.
Oh, good grief.
So and you know, a year ago it was
1 in 12.
1 in 12. So is it getting to be a situation where it's going to affect everybody, period? And how are we going to work through this together? And that's why my choice listing is here, to talk about the next choice. There's still another choice, and this is very important. Some people may be in this situation where they're considering bankruptcy. There is life after bankruptcy. I mean, it's not something that this country, they can print money, but I know right now that if you try to print money, you're going to get arrested for it. So you know, the country has the advantage of being able to write checks and spend money and create stimulus packages when we don't have the money, but we don't have that ability as the homeowner. So let's talk about bankruptcy. And here's what we'll do with bankruptcy. We have bankruptcy attorneys that we can have you sit down with and have an absolutely free consultation. That their attitude, the reason they're part of my choice listing, their attitude is just because you walk in the door doesn't mean that you should qualify and that you should file bankruptcy. They are really, they're kind of like homeowners like you and I that understand today's economy, and they're not out to make a fast dollar by saying, come to us, we'll get your bankruptcy done. They're going to do what's the best choice for you and help you understand it. But what's important to understand if bankruptcy is something you're considering is which comes first, short selling your home or bankruptcy, because in some situations you may need that payment even though you're not making it to qualify for the bankruptcy. So when you're working with a real estate agent, you really, really need to have some other people involved with the financial decisions that you're going to be making that will affect your life today and possibly up to 6 years from now if you don't make these steps correctly.
The importance about considering any action that involves the home before going into bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is a very violent and powerful process governed by the federal government and the state legislature. So the house becomes an automatic asset even if it doesn't have any potential equity. What consumers need to know before they go down the bankruptcy route is that you can actually help liquidate and prevent foreclosure by doing a proper bankruptcy planning session. Most consumers don't do that. They get into the riles and tribulations of a bankruptcy and realize it was a mistake, but they've gotten too far. So having the attorneys that we have on board who understand, who can tell them, look, perhaps bankruptcy we should wait until after a short sale or wait until we've decided what to do with the home. But the thing for us with My Choice Listing is the education consumers are going to get when they call in. Right. It's very important. It's a very, very emotional decision what people are going through. It's a frightening time, and we understand that. But if people get the correct, honest education, they can make their own choices, which is important from an educated basis, not from an emotional panic, talking to their friend in the local coffee shop mentality. And it's very important. That's why we spend most of our time fixing these messes from well-intentioned friends giving them advice, right? Which is why we're here today.